This is week 4 of a series of videos that I'm now calling the Solospective Sagas. What are the Solospective Sagas, you ask? The Solospective is a solo retrospective, a retro for one. It's a weekly wrap-up of sorts. In the same way that Agile teams conduct retrospectives as a group, the outcome behind a Solospective is mindfulness, awareness, and identifying new things to experiment with. It's a summary of your thoughts, your learnings, achievements, and challenges, as well as some experiments you intend to try in the next week. So what did I learn this week? I learned that I need to practice the first principle of the Agile Manifesto itself in seeking feedback from those who consume my content. For the past month I've been throwing this and that, video this, content that, and apart from engaging with people in the comments section, I hadn't really actively sought any feedback, so that's something that I'm going to address. I learned that I like how I look with a nice beard trim and a shorter length on the back and sides. Solospectives don't just have to be about work. I learned about an updated version of the Agile competency framework by Jonathan Kessel-Fell, and I'm currently experimenting with an interactive workshop that I'm going to create from it, that I intend to deliver with fellow practitioners of mine, those in my communities of practice, and others. So what were my achievements this week? I made a number of updates to my own website, which is now looking in much better shape than it was. I made my first video with subtitles. This was a challenge from previous weeks, and it's titled How to Tell if Your Teams Are Self-Organising, Performing Ethical Experiments. I began being recognised for some of the work that I've been doing with regards to the communities I engage in. So Mandy Sumner on LinkedIn called me an emerging voice in agility, which made me smile. And I started working with 3 new mentees. I had initial sessions with these, initial half-hour sessions, and during those sessions we established our mentoring agreements and initial ways of working, so it was great to meet those guys. What challenges did I face this week? Well, I've struggled to make time for creating video content or writing articles, so evidently I need to work on my prioritization. I've also been struggling with just having too many ideas and too little time to enact upon them, so I've got a growing backlog of things that I want to do, and I now need to stop starting and start finishing, perhaps introduce some work in progress limits on myself. So what experiments am I going to try next week? I think there's an emerging theme in the challenges for me about time management, so I'm going to be experimenting with the Pomodoro technique. It's something that I've been aware of for quite a while, but I've never really experimented with and tried it in earnest. So this week I'm going to be doing so, and how I'll do this is by doing 25 increments of time, deep focus working, with Alexa in my office as my reminder tool, so she'll tell me when that time's up, and then during those 5-minute time breaks I'm going to go for a walk, get myself a coffee, do some stretching, that sort of thing. I'm going to impose some work in progress limits on my own backlog so that I'm finishing more things rather than constantly context switching. And lastly, I'm going to set up my podcasting account and have a think about what content I might want to cover in seasons 1 and 2. Let me know if you'd like to be involved. On that note, folks, keen to hear how your Solospectives are going. Don't stop believing.